What is up, RC enthusiasts? David back here again. Check it out. Got the C44KM laid out right here. So I'm going to try to do a build video, but not a regular build where you sit there and watch me turn all the screws and stuff, but more like I'll show you what part I'm putting together and what you need to put it together, and I'll cut to it being all together and do a 360 and maybe show you guys some detail to it, and hopefully that will help you on your builds. But yeah, let's get to that. I just want to get this thing together really quick, as fast as I can, because I want to see this thing running. So let's get to that. Alright, here's all the parts laid out right here on my table. And that's all the parts right there, so let's get this build going. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and get this body together real quick. So I'm just going to go ahead and snap everything together that can just snap in. And hopefully if anything needs to be screwed in, I'll stop real quick and show you guys what needs to be screwed in. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get most of this body together to get it out of the way so we can get to the more technical parts like these right here and all these other stuff. So most of the screws you're going to need are in one of these bags for the body, and I'm not sure what screw to use to mount the wooden bed in, but it's probably in one of these bags. So I'll go ahead and get to that. Well, there you go, guys. The rear cab done. You just gotta screw in all those wooden planks onto their location. It's pretty self-explanatory, actually. And this piece right here just slots into the bottom and snaps into place in those two locations. And then the mud flaps, they just screw in right there. And these side rails, these two screws right here. And that's pretty much it for the assembly of this. And all you gotta do is snap fit your bumper onto the rear here. And that's it for that back half. Now the front half, I've already installed this rear part. It's just two screws right there. And I installed the dash. And that's just two screws down here. And you just snap in the windshield in place, and you just gotta snap all the glass in place. Alright, right here you have your little side marker lights. You just press fit that lens onto this housing, and you just press fit that into this hole right here. Here you are for that. Now for the front grille, you're going to need this piece, and then you're going to need this piece. You're going to see how the tabs right here are bigger than those tabs right there. The bigger tabs are going to be on the top, so it's going to be like this. So once you have your little WPL logo right here, which I'm going to probably paint mine black, snaps into there like so. You can't get that wrong because you could actually see the outline of the WPL in the back. See, the lenses are going to have a little, I don't know if you can see it. See a little groove right there? There's going to be a groove that lines up to at the top right here. Like so. And then you can put the grill on top of that with the fat tabs on the top, or the bigger tabs. And that just press fits onto there too, or snaps into there like that. Now look at that, it's starting to come together. Look how nice that looks right there. Now all you're going to do for these two halves, I'm obviously going to put this interior up in there and then join the back half together. Oh man, look at how nice that thing's turning out to be. Now the back half just screws in right here, two screws to get the back half screwed in to the rest of the cab. And you got 2 screws to get this interior mounted on right here as well. You just gotta press fit the rest of it in there, and this little tab right here it goes through, and this back tab right here it goes through. Yeah, that's pretty much it, and the roof is just press fit on. And now we're gonna go ahead, put the doors together. All you're gonna need is one of these pieces for either side. So this right here is gonna be your passenger door, and that goes together like so. And there's gonna be a little pin that they supply that goes through there. But I got that pin all the way in there, so it's flush right here at the top. And that's just going to be the same thing. It's going to be mounted with these tabs right here, but don't forget to put your door card in there. So you're going to grab the door card that belongs in there. It's going to be the one with the tab towards the rear. That's what's going to keep your door closed. And just press fit that on. Make sure you press fit it on well like so. And now let's go ahead and snap this piece onto the other side of that so we have a door. So there you go, we got that door done right there. Now we just gotta put the mirror on it, the door handle, and the antenna right here. Alright, everything's together in there. I got the steering wheel in there, the little shifter in there. I got the windshield wiper blades installed. Both doors on. So the whole body's pretty much done right here, so I can get that out of the way for us and get to the more serious stuff to build. Alright, so let's go get some shocks together, because I always recommend putting these on first before putting the rest of your frame together, because they install on the inside. So you're going to need your springs from in here and your shock shafts. I already opened the other bag right here with all your link ends, rod ends. So you're going to need one of your shock shafts right here, the housing, and a spring. So you're going to put the shock into the housing. You need to use a regular screwdriver. Get that in there, like so. Get one of these ends. Then you're going to screw that on there. I usually like to leave a little bit of thread showing. Like so. Then you get your shock. I recommend spraying this with some penetrating oil just to get some lubrication on it so it doesn't rust if you like to run in water. Then get these shock cap thingies, and then you're just gonna snap it in place like so. And that's it. So that's why I say to build this and put it on first, because once you put the frame on together, it's gonna be hard to get the screw in between the frames, or the screwdriver in between the frames. So I'll get that done. I'll show you what it looks like all together. That's what that looks like all together. Got that rear support and the front servo tray installed. And just in case you're wondering, guys, this whole time I've been building, I have been using these screws. So these are the screws that I have been building with so far. So they've been the same screws all throughout till now. The only different one is to mount this bracket right here for the front bumper. You're gonna need one of these longer screws right here with a narrower tip, not a flat head up there, so it could actually go in there. That's the only different one I'm using so far, and I'll let you guys know when I use different screws for different parts. So yeah, I'll put this on now, and the next thing I'll get to is putting the links together. Well, alright, you're going to need yourself 3 of these shorter links right here. You're going to need this bent link right here, which is going to be your panhard bar link. And you're going to have these 4 longer links right here. It's going to be for your rear. And you're going to need these rod ends right here. You're going to need to install all those on there. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Alright, now I got all these links assembled right here. I'll post up here the measurements to all these links. The first one will be the measurements to these. The second one will be the measurements to these shorter ones. And the third one will be the measurements to the panhard bar. And also, I've installed the ball ends right here. So you got one right there for your panhard bar that screws into your servo tray. Then you got one on this side for 1 link there, and 2 on this side for the other 2 links there. And you only have 1 here because the panhard bar is the other link on that side, so it's only 3 links in the front. And on the rear you can see you got 4 of those balls on there. Yeah, there you go. That's how it is so far. And so the next step for me will be to assemble the links onto the truck and then get the axles assembled after that. Alright guys, there you go. I got the axle trusses built with the links attached to them. This one right here is going to be your rear. Got the 4-link right there. And don't forget, when you install these ball ends right here, use some Loctite. I'm using this right here. It's a blue Loctite, so it's less permanent, easier to get back apart if you need to take your rig back apart. And here's the front one right here. That's top ball right there, mounted right there. It's going to be for your panhard bar. Then you're going to have your 3 links. And you see the way I installed this right here? I did that way because if you put it all the way at the end here, it's going to make this ball right here kind of sloppy. So I mounted that way, and so that you can tighten it well, and that way you eliminate a little bit of slop, you know. Alright, let's get to building these right here. I'm not sure which one of these two I'm going to need to use. I'm just going to assume it might be this one for the front, and of course this one for the rear because it's a lot longer back there now, and I'm assuming this used to be the original rear. You're going to need these. And this bag right here is going to have all the pins and everything to completely assemble these. I'll assemble one for you just so you can tell what it looks like. So you're going to grab one of these. One of these, either or, it's the same. They all assemble the same way. Then you're going to get one of these barrels right here. You should have 4 of them in here. So yeah, you're going to grab one of these barrels. You're going to slide it into here, like so. Make sure the hole's pointing out that way so you can stick a pin through there. So you're going to grab one of these ends. You're going to line it up like so. Make sure all the holes line up. And then you're going to put a pin straight through there. These are what the pins look like right here. Okay, once that pin is in there, you're going to need one of these retaining rings. Look like springs. You're going to put it over like so. Grab one of the ends and just track it all the way across without losing that pin. And there you go. That should capture that pin in there. And that's how you build it. There you go, the drive shaft's done, and all you gotta do to connect these 2 halves is just to get one of these sides and one of these. Just slide it in there. And boom, that's your drive shaft connected. Alright, on to next step. I'm gonna get the axles built up because I'm gonna need to connect the trusses to those before I can put it all up into the frame. It'll be a lot easier to do it that way. You're gonna have to unscrew these right here because they're just all screwed in to hold together from the factory. So you're gonna take these little fake drum brakes off and unscrew that back bell housing off, and you can split this in half and assemble the axles. Now this is where it starts getting messy. You're gonna need your bag of gears, your bag of bearings, and don't forget everything you put on from this point on. This is very important. For sure, do not forget to do this. And look at the steering hubs, guys. This is a new design. There you go. So you can tell they got 2 mounting holes there now for the steering. We'll figure out what's that about once we get to it. But other than that, it's the same. It's also made of metal. Also, for this part of the build, you're going to need your good old trusty waterproof marine grease. This is what I use, waterproof green grease right here. Alright, now I have everything laid out for you guys right here that you need for this part of the build. You got your front and rear axle halves, your shafts right here, your gears, your ball bearings, your grub screws, a couple more grub screws over here, a couple more bearings over here. this right here was all in the bag together, and that was all in the bag together. That's the only reason I kept them separate, because I'm not sure you're going to need all those. If not, I'll let you know. Let's go ahead and get started. We'll do the rear axle first. What you're going to need is you're going to need this shaft right here, one of these gears, one of these gears. You're going to need a grub screw for that gear, and you're going to need these two right here, and two more grub screws for those. And you're going to need 4 ball bearings for that shaft. Alright, I'm going to get that all together, and don't forget the grub screws. Don't forget to Loctite them. I'll get that together and I'll show you what that looks like. So there you guys go. That's how one axle is going to look like, or the rear axle. Don't forget to put Loctite. You see that blue right there? That's Loctite. You got 2 bearings on each side right there. So don't forget to install those before you install these. But yeah, I'm going to get that to the front, and I'll show you what it looks like inside the axle housings. Also, before I forget to mention, here's the servo right here that it comes with. You can see right here, I'm taking those screws out. And all you gotta do is pop the sucker open, and you see this board right here? Plastic it both sides nicely of that board right there, and maybe put some plastic up around the motor there where you could see water seeping into it, and that will help you keep this more waterproof. And also when you put it back together, I put plastic up around the seams just to make it extra safe. Well, as you see right here, I got the axles all assembled. I'm just gonna make sure when you put both halves together that the whole assembly spins freely. See right there, spins freely. You do the same thing for the front one, because the front one has a little bit more of an issue when it's not done right. So when you got it all clamped, just make sure everything's smooth. Now with this one, you got to make sure when you have both ends right here clamped down that it doesn't bind on these. Some people get some binding in here, they can't figure it out. It's actually these most of the time. All you gotta do is back out the grub screw and pull it outwards just a little bit so you're not binding anywhere, and then you'll have a nice smooth running rig. Now all you gotta do is put some bearings on either sides of this. And that's where this gear slides into. And your drive shaft end goes through there, but for now, just show it fitting onto here. Like so. Once you determine everything spins smoothly, then you're going to want to go ahead and do that to this one too. And after you verify everything is spinning smoothly, you're going to go ahead and take them apart. Go ahead and put marine grease all throughout these shafts, all these bearings. You know, move them to the side, move them to the middle, and then put marine grease underneath them, and then slide them to their locations, and then put them inside the axles. Then before you close them all up and put the cover in there, stuff some marine grease in there too, and you'll be good. And I'll get back to you guys after I'm done doing that. Oh yeah, before you install these right here, these little nubs, you gotta ground those down a little bit. And I just grab it like so, and I just do that until I get all the paint off of there. I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. So there you go. That's what it looks like when you scrape the paint off of them. And now that'll slide on there nice and smoothly, like so. Now those screws right there, gonna go ahead and put those 4 screws back on here. And then after that, just check your gear mesh again, make sure it's not too tight. Now it will be a little notchy at first, but go ahead and let them break in, and they'll get a little bit better after that. I've had a little bit of notchiness on some of them. Some of them are smooth from the get-go, some of them are a little notchy, but it'll work. Let's get to that. There you go, I have the front one all buttoned up, and I just wanted to prove to you guys that it's running smooth. There you go. Here you guys go, just an inside look at how I grease it, even the shafts and everything, so nothing rusts in there. And then once I put the 2 halves together, that's when I put a glob in there on the ring and pinion gears. So I'll go ahead and do that. I'll get back to you guys. Alright, I have the front and rear assembled right here. As you can see, I have this pumpkin sitting on this side and that pumpkin sitting on this side. That's because with a 2-speed transmission, that's how you're going to have them set up when they're installed. So you're going to get both the wheels, front and rear, to spin the correct way. If you have these both facing that way, if you have this pumpkin on this side, you're going to get these to rotate opposite of each other. And if you don't notice that right away, you're just going to break stuff. So remember, if you're going to use 2-speed, which I think this comes with a 2-speed once the release comes out and once you guys receive yours, it's going to be the 2-speed. So this is how you're going to want to arrange it right here. Oh, first let me install the steering real quick. Almost forgot to do that. So you're going to need these little bushings right here, two on each side, and one of these. You're going to need the two of the bigger bearings. One's going to go in here and the other one's going to go on the outside. Don't worry about the outside one for now. Just worry about the inside one. Like so. And that's just going to slide in there. Like so. And then you're just going to go ahead and slap those bushings on like so. Then you're going to get one of the screws and then you're going to screw it in there, and same with the bottom, and I'll get back to you and show you what it looks like when I got both sides done. So yeah, this is me from the future. I'll get back to what I missed. Hopefully you can see it on here. Now we left off with the steering. Hopefully you can tell right there, you're going to have those bushings in there, and for those you're going to be using threaded screws. Fine threaded screws. They're going to look like these. So those are the kind of screws you're going to pretty much use all throughout installing this. So you got a long one right there. And on this side you get a long one too with a lock nut on the top, which you're going to have to put some thread lock on to keep it on. Just a short straight link for the panhard bar back here. So yeah, sorry about that mistake. I'm building this without looking at the instructions, and you can actually get the instructions from WPL-rc.com. If you want to check out the instruction manual to this, go check that out. But yeah, that's going to be how the steering linkages all work up there. Your axles connect to the truss, and you're going to use a longer screw in here, which is also going to be a fine threaded screw because it's going to be going into a threaded bottom right here. So I think that's threaded, that whole screw is threaded throughout. And that's what it looks like when it's connected to the links. So yeah, let's go ahead and put some wheel weights on. All you're going to need are 2 halves of this. You're going to need 2 of these clips right here. And then take the wheel off the rim. And these 2 halves go this way. I've already put 1 half onto there, now just need to put the other half on. Sorry, I had to do that off camera real quick. That was kind of hard to get in there, but yeah, that's what it looks like when it's installed. It doesn't go all the way through to the other side, see, it just sticks out a little bit there. It's just press fitted in there. So that way you can uninstall if you need to. So I'll go ahead and put the bottom one in. I'll get back to you guys. And that's pretty much it right there. Once you get that done, I'm going to do that to the rest of them, which is just 3 more. And the spare tire one is not going to have a weight in it. Stretch the tire. And there you go. Now it's back in where it belongs. And also, once you're done doing that, you're going to have to glue around this wheels because these are not bead locks and they are pretty soft tires, so you are going to have to glue them on unless you just want to keep on putting them on every couple of seconds. Alright, so what I ended up doing was I put a little bit of tape in here to make it a little wider in there, so when you slap these 2 pieces on and snap them in place, they don't wiggle around or rattle or make any noise. And that's all I did right there to eliminate that problem. Well, there you go. This truck is done. I've got motor wires soldered in. I got the servo attached here. I made my own little mount for the servo right there. And rear servo is also waterproofed, ready to go. I'm going to be using this cheap 30 amp ESC from Banggood and my Fly Sky hacked radio for it. So a good thing to always do before you complete your build is, you know, plug everything up, make sure everything runs and everything. That's before you grab your body and slap it on there. And after I make sure everything works, we're gonna stuff everything inside this compartment here, button that up, and we can put the truck together. There's this 2-speed. I waterproofed it right there, so no debris gets into those holes in there. And for now, because I'm so excited to just run it, I've got this just under the hood sitting right there, and the lights just go right there. And since the lights have a resistor on it, you can just plug this straight into your receiver right here, and that powers your lights. And to mount the body, I'm going to show you real quick. Once you get your lights and everything all tucked under there and installed, but the important part is when you get back here, you're going to see there's some clips. These clips right here, and these clips right here. Now these clips right here are supposed to go on the inside, so this is in the wrong place, like so. And these clips back here go on the outside. So when you button everything up, everything should just snap into place right there, and it'll help these clips pop into place. And once all those clips are in place, like so, that'll help your body stay in place. And then you just need to put that one screw back here and screw that in, and you're good to go. Oh yeah, also don't forget the 2 screws up here. Sorry about that. There's a screw right there and another screw right here. And you could just use the same screws you've been using to install this transmission and stuff like that. So pretty much mostly the same screws all throughout, except for the fine threaded screws you need for all the metal parts. Well, there you go, guys. Completed it right there. Fully assembled. Ready for some trailing. I need to put the stickers on, you know, for your tail lights and stuff like that. Whatever sticker you feel like adding on to this right here. So yeah, guys. That's it for that. Next video will probably be a trail run and some modifications that I'm going to do, because I just built it stock form, so I'm going to run it like this once probably. Then I'm going to do my mods where I raise the transmission up a little bit more than its location right there. You see how it's kind of hanging kind of low? I like to tuck mine up underneath like the one I have in that one right there. So I'm going to do all those mods to it. I just have to chop up the interior to get that transmission to sit up higher. So yeah, for now, I just want to try it the way it is. Look at that nice wooden bed right there. Man, oh man. This thing is gonna be fun. Well, alright guys, there you go. Got the C44KM right here. Nice little rig, fully assembled for you guys right here. I hope you could understand the build video I did, and I hope you can follow it, or it helps you at least do your build. But yeah, for now, nice little rig right here. You know, C44KM Kit Metal. Everything's metal under there. Got a 2-speed under there. Got this wooden bed, which is really trick. So yeah, that's it for now. Let's end this long video right now. So as always, don't forget, comment, like, and subscribe below if you want to see more of this kind of content, and a running video of this right here soon. So yep, you guys have a great day, and don't forget, go out there, have some fun, and run that RC.